Sorry about that, people. Right, back to rule number 3 of adjectives. So adjectives in French in general go after the word they're describing, which is obviously the other way round from English, because in general our adjectives go in front of the word we're describing. So you can see examples here. Le chien noir et blanc, the black and white dog. So those adjectives in English would generally go before, wouldn't they? But in French they go afterwards. La table lourde, the heavy table. Les hommes raisonnables, the reasonable men. So don't forget that with adjectives, adjectives also agree in gender and quantity. So you've got to think of a couple of things when you're using adjectives. Where that adjective in particular goes, does it go in front of the noun or after the noun? And obviously, does it have to agree? Let's have a look at the adjectives which go before the noun. Le petit bébé, la jolie femme, et les bons ingrédients. Because there's a small group of adjectives which precede, which go before the noun. And we remember them by using the mnemonic bags. B-A-G-S, beauty, age, good, bad, size. Beau, belle, handsome, pretty, jolie. Handsome, beautiful, pretty. Laid, ugly. Age, jeune, young. Vieux, vieille. Both of them mean old. Nouveau, nouvelle, new, new. Masculine, feminine. Bon, good. Mauvais, bad. Be careful about, many of you say, à mon avis, in my opinion, à mon avis, c'est mal. Whereas you should say, à mon avis, c'est mauvais, because mal means badly, and that is the adjective meaning bad. Gentil is kind, and grand, petit, gros, et long. Okay? So, just to recap, adjectives agree in gender, masculine, feminine, and quantity, singular, plural, with the noun they're describing. Most of the time, adjectives go after the word they're describing in French, but as I said, there are a group of those adjectives, and here are some examples that go before the word they're describing, much the same way as we do in English. And so the last thing that I want to do is to do a little bit of work on pronouns. Pronouns are probably my favourite thing because pronouns stand in for the noun and they make the sentence neater. Let's say you have a sentence such as Je regarde la télé. I watch the television. Now, if you want to say I watch it, what would you do? Well, it's easy in French because all you need to do is get rid of télé. You take the la, which as we know most of the time means the, and you put it between the person and the verb. So I watch it is je la regarde. Je la regarde. Oui, I watch it. Je la regarde. Let's say you're watching the film. That would be je le. Get rid of the film, je le regarde. Because film is masculine singular. And it's not just with je, it's with any part of the verb. Nous regardons le film. And you want to say we watch the film. Or we watch it, rather. You do this. And that becomes nous les regardons. Yeah, you just have to remember the ending. Make sure that you get the ending right every single time. What about plural objects like, let's say, I eat the cakes. So, je mange, that's an N there. Les circumflex, les gâteaux. Je mange les gâteaux. I eat them. Get rid of that. And you put the pronoun there. Je les mange. And that's basically pronouns. And if you add them to your work, they really, really help. They really kind of like lift the quality of your work. One more example with verbs which begin with vowels, like j'aime. J'aime la fille. I like the girl. Now, if you wanted to say I like her, it would be je l'aime. Now, the reason why that's contracted like that is because because as we know, this pronoun, get rid of the fille, this pronoun has got to go in between the person je and also the verb aime. And because you can't have those two A's next to each other, that's why we've contracted it and we've used an apostrophe. Equally, je l'aime could also mean I like him, I like it as well. And we would only know that it's la fille that we're talking about through context, because la fille would already have been mentioned earlier on in the sentence or the paragraph. Finally, what do you do if you want to use a pronoun and a past tense? J'ai mangé le sandwich. J'ai mangé le sandwich. Exactly the same thing. If you wanted to say I ate it, get rid of sandwich. Now, what are you going to do with this le? Because the idea is that you put the le, the pronoun, in between the person, which is I, and the first verb. And what is the first verb? It's not ate, it's that avoir, to have. So what you do is it goes there, and it works a little bit like that, this thing above. Je l'ai. That's it. What is that? Sorry, start again. Je l'ai mangé. I ate it. Je l'ai mangé. So, not easy, but I guess my advice would be to learn a couple of them. Learn one in the present tense and learn a pronoun sentence in the past tense. And literally, if you know them really well, what you can do is you can adapt them to suit whatever sentence you need. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you enjoyed the second part of this revision. Merci, au revoir.